Welcome to Crap Gamer Small Talk. I am your host, Crap Gamer, and this is a lovely, esteemed panel. And actually, first, I got some really exciting news for you guys. Hey, somebody do hoof clickers. Showstopper, is that you? Holy shit!
I would never do hoof clickers. I'm sorry.
hey, Showstopper, do hoof clickers. What's going on, man? Where the hell you been, man? Bigfoot kidnapped you or something? Come on.
Oh no! Stop that trash. I've been chilling, man.
Well, welcome back, man. We're glad to have you back, man. I saw you drop a video this week, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Showstopper dropped the video. I wonder if he's gonna be on BGST. And you're like, yeah, man, that's the plan. I was like, dude, Showstopper coming back, man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Good to have you here, man.
Good to have me. Yes. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hell man.
Let's get into this news.
Yeah, we got there's a shit ton of stuff. We also coming back for a second week, man. Mason, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on? And thanks for the invite, you guys. I'm excited to be on here with Showstopper and I believe is it Xbot 448? Xbot, okay.
39.
It's Iron
Pony Bot.
Pony Bot.
I got so many aliens now, man.
AKA.
No, I'm happy to be on here again. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
He don't shined up some bot hooves.
He did. Well, you know what?
Xbot Salt Lick, man. That's what it is now.
Hey, in Xbot show, this new kid, he doesn't get a name yet until he gets fully established.
What was it last week? New Cat?
New Cat.
New Cat.
I was just like, call him Mason because even I'd like what a Sinar or Sinier or
Sinar. It's really weird. Mason's fine.
Yeah. So I was just like Mason. Yeah, that Mason. Yeah. So that's what it is now. It's just Mason. We got Xbot back. You missed last week. You were at PAX. How'd that work out for you?
Oh my goodness, PAX was absolutely incredible, dude. I got to talk to so many developers. Got my hands on some games. Mm-hmm. For some reason, that PlayStation booth was really nice to me. I have no idea why. But, yo, they gave me. There's this thing about lanyards with PAX, and everybody's giving out lanyards, and PlayStation actually gave me the employee lanyard. Me and Snap It's Mel, we got like that limited edition kind of employee lanyard. So I was like, damn, man.
Anything like that jumped out at you while you were there?
Dude, for some reason, man, Lawbreakers, there was a line kind of like wrapped around the booth and stuff like that. Yo, the Nintendo Switch, I know I call it the Nintablet, but that booth was fire. Like
everybody wants to switch, man. Come on, there's only two Nintendo haters around these parts, man. Next gen and you.
There was a lot of people around that tablet, yo. They were loving those Joy-Cons, acting like they were eating sandwiches and shit. I don't know, but that booth was fire. A lot of cool like Xbox stuff, like Atriox shirts and stuff like that in the Xbox booth. There's just so much stuff, man. It's insane.
Yeah, that is pretty damn cool. What's up, next gen? You back? I'm back.
Like Chanel back in here.
Yeah, I'm back in here.
And we got K Mega, my Gears buddy from last night, man. We were playing some Gears last night, and
did he run away from you too, man?
No, he's on my team, dude. But what happens is, I'm super competitive at Gears. This is why I don't play private matches with friends, right? So yesterday we're playing Gears, and it's like we're doing a private match because it was like game night or whatever, and I hadn't played Gears 4 in a little bit, so there was a bunch of updates, and like they messed around the Nasher and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, and this dude Iceman keeps on like just kicking my ass. And so I was like, dude, I'm gonna go to your house and shit down your throat, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was just like trash talking like crazy like the whole night. You know what I mean? Like I was just like
shit down your throat.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's just me. Like when I get into Gears, man, like nobody takes that shit seriously. But yeah, it's just like super competitive. It was just like so funny how competitive I was getting with like friends and stuff. Just cause that's just like something about me, you know what I mean? It's like that competitive multiplayer that's why I love it so much. But it was a lot of fun, and yeah, you were doing pretty good too, especially that PC dude. I was like, every time I fucked him up, dude, I was like,
I think that was
I was like, eat that shit. Yeah.
Oh, Blades? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, I was in the same boat with you. So with Gears 4 multiplayer, with the Don, Timma, who are the rest of the assholes running around there? Dark Optimus that was doing all that jump on the wall shit. Send your motherfucking ass to Hades. I'm going to scan that shit. So no, I'm not the best Gears online player. I love Gears for the story, but yeah, man, I was out of my Zen mode. I was definitely getting triggered. I had to press the mute button. I was cussing people out like a mug, man. I was like, damn it. Yeah, so yeah,
I was in.
What you saying? So what you saying, Kay? You was the deer and they was hunting you.
Well, like I wasn't even a deer, man. I wouldn't even give myself that much work, man. Don was doing me dirty, man. But Don was putting work on my ass, and he would laugh at it because Don is like so subtle. You know, he doesn't really clowning. But I guess because he comes into parties with me and 100 and Zaire and others, he comes in here and he starts talking shit. Hey, K Mega, I just kicked your ass. Oh my God. You know, fucking Don. So yeah, I was
hey, you know what sums up the Don perfectly? It was him versus 3 people, and he could have clutched it, but instead he runs in with his chainsaw cocked. You know what I mean? Like, that is not the best strategy. You're gonna get killed. Yeah, you might get that one chainsaw kill, but you're about to get slapped. So that about sums it up. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was cool. It was cool to just like hang out and like game and play some Gears with you guys. That game, you know what's funny? We went from Gears Ultimate to Gears 4. And anybody that says Gears 4 isn't an improvement over previous Gears, go play those games back to back. It's so fast. It's so much smoother. It's so much better. You know, the game just plays so much better. Like, honestly, so much better. Even though both are 60 FPS.
How's it working out with the PC stuff?
Well, there was only one PC, dude, and I was slapping him pretty hard. So
yeah, it was seamless, man. He was playing it, and he was.
I think he was playing with a controller. The only difference between what he was doing and what we were doing was he was playing in native 4K. I was playing in upscale 4K with HDR, which it's not HDR on PC. So, you know what I mean. So as far as I'm concerned,
you had to tell him that a couple times, right, Ben? You let him know, like,
you know what I mean. Like I was doing a little bit of, I don't know, it's different because people are used to, well, like, there's the YouTube kind of thing, rock 'em up, bitches, woo, and then there's the real me, you know what I mean? There's like the polar opposite. And even when I game, I'm super chill, but when it's a competitive game, then it's a little bit different story. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely kind of interesting. But you know what I wanted to talk about first, which was something that I think everybody could chime in on, and it's something that bugged the hell out of me, just about the way things are nowadays. Colin Moriarty,
yes,
the King Pony was on IGN, was on Kind of Funny Games. He quit Kind of Funny Games. He basically, he says he quit on his own or whatever. He made a tweet. Yeah, well, he made a tweet about, Day Without Women or whatever, and he was like, finally, peace and quiet. Clearly a joke. Then Greg Miller, the partner on Kind of Funny, is like tweeted out, "Oh, well, that doesn't represent us. It wasn't funny," but you know what I mean. So his own partners threw him under the bus, and then it wasn't too long after that he was like, "Well, I'm done." You know what I mean? So he either resigned or was forced out. As far as I'm concerned, I've had, believe it or not, I've had my fair share of controversy, right? And that'd be like Zaire or somebody or Tim or whoever just being like, "What the fuck, Crab Gamer do? Fuck that asshole, man!" Like, he said that doesn't represent BGST.
Yeah, what's that shit? Where you just say the words of D Crab Gamer?
Yeah, exactly. Do not reflect. Yeah, but that'd be something like that. Like, how long do you think I'd stick around if that were the case? Like, not long. You know what I mean? You want your guys to have your back or whatever.
And they kind of threw him on that tweet from him. Like, first of all, I didn't find it offensive. I took it as
it was just a fucking joke. And you know what? Like, are you guys familiar with Joe Rogan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, he does an epic podcast, right? And he actually talked about this for about 5-6 minutes. You can find it on YouTube. And what was so funny was, at first, one of the articles reported it as he left because of a racist tweet. Right.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so they misreported it as that. And then what happened is, like, his partner on that podcast made a great point. He goes, "You know what? People aren't even probably offended by this, but people love to be assholes online." And so that's a free shot. You can pile on and be an asshole because because people are piling on this guy, right? That was the greatest point I've ever heard in my life. Like, these people don't even care what he said. They're not offended one fucking iota. They just have a free shot to be an asshole, and nobody's going to say anything against them. Because why? Because he made what a lot of people took as a sexist joke, which was just a joke. It's just jokes. Hashtag. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, and I'm not even a fan of this guy, right? But I'm still like, wrong is wrong.
Can he block us or something? Block me?
No, like I wasn't blocked by him. I think I might have been at one point, but I'm not anymore. Like I don't follow him, but I was like when this stuff was going down, I like checked it out or whatever. Like I was checking it out.
Why did they block us? I forgot what some shit didn't happen between now and
You know what? We get included in a lot of tweets to people. That's why Ryan McCaffrey blocked me, was because somebody included me in a tweet that was like, remember when he told Phil Spencer the PS4 is a beast or a monster or something?
About the brick, like the power brick.
Yeah, that right? When that happened, somebody fucking tweeted a meme of him going, "It's a monster" with me in it, and he blocked everybody in that meme, right? I never said anything to him. He eventually actually did unblock me, but and I do follow him, to be fair. But I mean, yeah, I thought that was kind of ridiculous, and he'll probably end up somewhere else. But the whole reason why they left IGN and did Kind of Funny, and I did watch some of their stuff, was because they wanted a chance to be themselves. You know, like they cuss on there, and then you can't cuss on IGN or whatever. You know, they can speak their mind. Like you know what Colin said that was kind of one second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say, Colin, one of the last things he did was say Nintendo gets a free pass on their games. Like, had Zelda-esque game been on PlayStation or Xbox, it wouldn't have got a 10 out of 10 or 98 Metacritic or whatever it is, right? He said Nintendo gets a free pass, right? He could have never said that on IGN, right? But then you have Greg Miller, who is like trying to toe the corporate line still. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work. You're either all against the corporate line or you're all for it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's like a bunch of politics. And so I think it's unfortunate. But Mason, what were you saying?
No, I was just agreeing with you. It's like they left IGN to get away from that freedom, and it seemed like they're doing everything good. And then, like you guys said, his own friends, it's like they kept that corporate line in their policy. Like, I'm honestly, it probably is true. He probably, honestly, behind doors, he probably was like, "What the fuck? You guys didn't have my back. Fuck you. I'm leaving." You know, because he probably said that, and then they were probably like, "Well, you know, we have a lot of different viewers. We got to be careful." Then he was probably like, "No, like, this is what we fucking do, and now you want to cater to this stuff." Yeah. But I mean, I didn't really know too much about it. I just saw a couple people retweet the tweet of him saying that he's leaving, etc.
Well, here's the thing though. What the few shows that I did watch from a Kind of Funny Games or whatever, I just took it as an even balance. You know what I mean? You had Colin was kind of far left. And Greggy, whatever name, Miller was kind of more or less down the middle on the, you know what I mean, not too ruffle any feathers, you know what I mean. But it sucks. So before, like I said, I did a video about this. I think the most important thing, and we can speak to us here, you know, what we do here on BGST. When you start off doing something that's very organic, you know, new, and you starting as being friends, and I hate to see the business, you know what I mean, come between that, you know what I mean, or the views or whatever. And I think they just lost sight of that. It just became more of a business, and instead of them being, you know, two guys with a hobby, with a passion, start off in their mother's basement or whatever the case.
Once you start getting those sponsors and shit, you start watching what you say.
Yeah,
correct. I mean, that's how it is. Like, and that, you know what, like, exactly. And so what's funny is, man, I would love the opportunity to do like a podcast like Joe Rogan, like free of YouTube, free of all that stuff, and just speak your mind. Like, that would be amazing. Unfortunately, there's like so many things that you can and can't say, even on YouTube.
Right. I mean, like he said, like that pays the bills. It's like a double-edged sword. You have the freedom, but you're like, I gotta get paid.
Yeah, exactly. So Greg Miller, and they got like the Patreons, and then, you know, whatever. It's like, I mean, come on.
You never know. The sponsors probably said he had to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a joke.
But I thought it would be problematic that Greg threw him under the bus, and they supposed to be, you know, homeboys that stay together. Look, I mean, if somebody, and there's plenty of people that come to me and they say something about you crap and the things that people made a mistake and think that you know what you actually meant, and that's not the case at all. And they
clearly know. They clearly know much better than I do.
Right, yeah. right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or people that talk to, you know, that talks to you down there every day. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of it is that, you know, these people, you know, I would never throw any of you guys under the bus because somebody has, you know, an objective view. You know, that's the whole point of it, is that, you know, we have that freedom. We're not getting paid by any corporation or anything. We say what we want. That's why we get the hate that we do. That's why we get the love and the support that we do. You know, and that's the main problem for me, is the fact that Greg went so hard on Colin. That wasn't right at all. You know what I'm saying? He just cared more about the money and is about his own ass than about his integrity.
Yeah. You know, I don't watch I don't watch Kind of Funny a lot and everything like that, but I have noticed, and it might just be me. I watch people's body language and stuff like that, and it seemed like there was a division there between Colin and the other two, like starting like a while ago. Like I don't know if anybody else kind of saw it, but it just seemed like, you know, when you see like friends just kind of falling away from each other a little bit, but you know, they're doing a show, so they're trying to be professional and speak what they feel their opinions are and stuff like that. I don't know. I saw kind of like a little maybe behind the scenes rift before all that anyway. So
yeah, you know, I think it's stupid. Everybody like you know what? I was looking for a way to kind of put that, and it's just that everybody, and that's happened to me, that's happened to Next Gen, that's happened to probably everybody, is people look for a reason to pile on to people. You know, like with social media and everything. And that guy put it so right, you know, like people aren't even really offended. They're just looking to be an asshole, and that's free shots, right? Oh, can you believe that? I don't even know this crap gamer guy, but somebody showed me this tweet he made once. What? I'm going to totally be a cock to him because, you know, he did that. I mean, I don't know the guy, and it could be taken out of contest. It could be fake. We don't know, but it gives me a free shot to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still the guy that canceled a pre-order over for Quantum Break because other people got to play it. Even though that wasn't the fucking story.
Somebody attached me in a tweet with that with your picture.
Yeah.
And it was with somebody, what was it? Something with when they announced the PSN now was going to PC. And literally, I was seeing tweets of people saying they were trading in their PS4s. They weren't going to get a PS5, etc. That is, and one guy, he tweeted your picture with it, and he goes, like, crap gamer. And I go, the difference is, like, listen, canceling a game is one thing. When you're literally trading in an entire console and promising to not get the next iteration, that's a little extreme.
Not only that, Mason, but check this out. The whole story wasn't even that I canceled my pre-order. It wasn't because it was going to PC. The whole thing was I knew people who were PC gamers. Yes, I'm friends with some people that are PC gamers, and they really like Quantum Break. For 3 years, this game was touted as an Xbox One exclusive. These people bought Xbox Ones. They bought Xbox Ones, right? And then through 4 weeks before launch, they're like, well, it's going to be on PC too. And my friends were like, what?
You know what I mean? I remember that. Yeah.
It was a month away. And so I was like, wow, that is super anti-consumer. But then it got spun around because the way Phil made it. But me and him, like, he apologized and I apologized. It's all good. So, but people just like took that one tweet and they're like, man, you really got owned, crap gamer. And I'm like, yeah, man, I sure did. Right. You know what I mean? Like, anti-consumerism. I stuck up for that. And I sure did get owned over that. You know what I mean? Like, it was so stupid. It's like that just goes to show. And did you know, like, in mentions or something like that, or it was like insane overnight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just pile on and pile on and pile on, and that's basically what happens. And it's unfortunate. Like, I don't think Colin's a bad dude or anything like that. I think that he is outspoken and he made a joke and his buds didn't back him up, and he's like, you know, I can imagine that if that happens, how you'd feel. And it sucks because when you're in the doghouse with people like that, and I've been there a few times, fucking messaging Next Gen at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, fuck.
I remember the Skype calls.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
That's a lonely thing. And even Showstopper, you were there, dude. You're like, bro, we got your back, man. We got you. You know what I'm saying? It was like I never felt like anybody was abandoning me or anybody was like, fuck crap gamer or whatever. You know what I mean? It was just like always, even like the fans, even I remember Blazing Phoenix. He's like, man, crap gamer's funny, man. He's not racist. He's not this. He's not that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like, you got to totally like lawyer up in your head before you tweet anything, before you say anything. And I think it's just people looking to be outraged over something, and that is so stupid. And I've talked like fucking
I just think it's just the day that we living in. This whole day that we living in is so sensitive.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, really, really sensitive, and you can't say.
I know this is completely different. In Australia, they now have the walk symbols. They have to have female, and because in general it looks like a stick figure walking. But now they got to have one with a person wearing a dress for females to walk.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
you're fucking offended by a damn stop and go sign.
Yeah, everybody just you know, just more sensitive. I mean, it's like at an all-time high, and you can't even troll no more. It's just like people get butthurt, you know. And that's the whole thing with the console war. You know, look how far they went with Mooch. You know what I'm saying? It's just really, really sensitive. This area is. And so I just think with Colin and what's going on with him, I just think he probably went out there and he realized, you know, everybody didn't have his back, and the backlash from that from people sensitive of probably what he said. I don't know what he said, so because I don't watch the show, but
Yeah.
I'm just
I don't watch it, Nick. I'm sorry.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just paraphrasing, but he could have got backlash, and that probably hurted him because the people that should have had his back backed off too. You see what I'm saying? And when they seen the sensitivity and said, well, they could have came and stood up and said, hey, this was just part of the show. This was just what we was doing, something, you know, and they didn't do none of that. Yeah, that's pretty low.
That's
Yeah.
some bullshit. That's
some
some bullshit right there. Because like
You
when you look at it, man, you have a bunch of women talk about when guys aren't around, like, oh goodness, thank God, and this and that or whatever. But that's all right, man. But when the guy goes out and says something out on social media, I think it's just like what Crap said with that dude Joe. Like, people in social media, they don't even actually back like a movement or anything, but it's just an open door to be like, yeah, you know what, fuck him, fuck this, fuck that.
Like, a lot of people were like, it's a cool thing to do, probably. Like, oh, fuck, everyone's hating on him. Let's jump on it too.
Like to for nothing, for no reason. Like, but
Kumbaya.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, man.
Well, you know, I kind of want to change the subject a little bit, get back on some gaming.
Yes.
The Shadow of War studio head, he said they've heard nothing, or there's nothing false about Xbox Scorpio claims from Microsoft. It's the most powerful console ever. This is the same studio that has alluded to that the Shadow of War game will be native 4K. It's going to be HDR on Xbox Scorpio as well. So yeah, like, you know how a lot of people like Digital Foundry, all these places are saying, well, man, we really kind of doubt the 4K chops of this thing or whatever, right? Despite those are the people calling it beast mode on PS4 Pro and listing everything as 4K, even though it's like checkerboard or whatever, right? Yeah. So he's saying no false advertising from Microsoft, which Microsoft said it's a 4K beast. It's, you know, the most powerful console ever. And so this studio, which is a major AAA studio, completely saying Microsoft is right. Let's talk about it. Who used to say that, man? Let's talk about it.
You know what? I think the biggest thing with that is, I mean, like you said, it's a AAA studio. Usually people say we're happy with the game or happy with the product. Microsoft's been really good in helping us, etc. They straight up went to the cake, man. They were like, listen, well, there's no fucking denying that what we are developing for is it's doing what it said they would do. Plain and simple. I mean, that's literally like they could, I mean, maybe unless they weren't thinking about what they were saying, but if it by some crazy chance the Scorpio doesn't do what it says it's due, then of course they're going to be looked at. But if a major AAA studio is that confident in saying that, then I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit of marketing at the same time, but they're straight up.
At the end of the day, what's feels good about this? Let's be honest here. This whole generation, third party have been praising Sony, third party developers, and to finally see, you know, someone that's not, Turn 10 or a Playground or the Coalition, you know, and come out and, you know, and sing praise to Microsoft's hardware. We haven't heard that in a long time. Actually, probably wouldn't heard that all generation. You know what I mean? For them to come out and sing the praise of this console and what they need to be said, because you're gonna have how you say, like Digital Foundry, or you can, if you sit from an angle. A cute angle. 6 inches
if you're a block away from your TV and you split it, it looks exactly like native 4K, guys. Don't worry.
And you have a couple developers that come out and say, no, there is a difference. There's, you know what I mean? Because they did it with, you know, what shit. It was games that shit Xbox had the marketing rights on. Witcher 3, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I this is good. You know what I mean? This is good. This can't be denied. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is good.
Well, you know what's funny, Next Gen? I tweeted out something from a couple years ago that I had saved, and it was a GameSpot article that was like, Microsoft lays off 18,000 employees and Destiny beta, not 1080p on Xbox One. Like, that was their headline on this YouTube video, right? And I remember saving that, and I was like, this is why Microsoft will never win anything. Funny thing is, you guys noticed Mass Effect Andromeda 900p on Xbox One, 1080p on PS4. How come nobody's talking about that? I mean, yeah, Digital Foundry did a thing or whatever, but where's all the articles that we would have normally seen, right? That's the genius of Scorpio, right? You can't talk about that.
Shit's about to fucking be smacked down.
Well,
exactly.
Not for anything, but I had a few friends go to the Game Developers Conference just like a few weeks ago. Yo, the entire talk, there was really no like PS4 Pro talk. There wasn't even any really like Switch talk or anything. The entire talk, what developers were talking about was Project Scorpio. And from the developers that are actually, you know, who have the kits out there that are you know, making games on it, from what I'm hearing, they nothing but good things. So to hear, you know, a developer come out and actually say that to the public, which is stuff that I've kind of known, you know, kind of like behind closed doors, to hear him come out and say that, I could just say that there's a lot of developers out there, you know, third-party developers or whatnot, that their whole talk now is developing games with the Scorpio. So you see that shit turning.
The cool thing, yeah, you just said about the developers talking to. I was watching that podcast on Lockdown Friday again, and Phil Spencer, like you said, he goes, the good thing about Game Developers Conference, he goes, I was having a lot of people just talking about like the innards and stuff like that about the Scorpio, and it goes in 2 and 2 with like what you just said, and that is pretty cool. You're right, because everyone's like,
Dude,
like, okay, that
was
good.
The hype, man. That was the hype. That was the big thing. That's what everybody was talking about the ease of development and everything like that with using the Scorpio dev kits, and like that is the thing right now. So you're going to get that third party on board, you know, even indie developers, for people who like, you know, the indie game like category or whatnot. That's what the developers are talking about right now, you know.
Yeah, I think it's like Showstopper. What Showstopper? We haven't heard from your ass in a long time. What's your thoughts on Scorpio and all this shit? Why don't you chime your ass in, man? What
I'm
your
about
thoughts?
to chime in. I was just looking for my jump in.
You're a little rusty, huh? You're a little rusty.
Oh, heck.
He's doing the backside jump in.
Yeah, I'm trying to be light today. Because I know that you're on, man.
But you know, this is stuff we've been talking about, especially with the direction, you know, with the Scorpio is going in, with the power and everything that's in it. It's just PC. That's all it is. What Microsoft is doing, they trying to corner that market. You know, a lot of them, you even hear Sony's come out and say their competition is PC, it's not Xbox. You know,
and then they promptly put all their games on PC.
You see what I'm saying? And they did put it all on PC. Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's what they're gravitating to. They're trying to build the bridge for PC gamers and console gamers to kind of coexist in one ecosystem. And
I agree. In the end, that unity, like you said, coexist is good for everybody. I mean, can you imagine in 5 years from now when everything is accessible to everybody? Are we going to be out of business? Like, are we ever going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I still join you guys if you guys have podcasts? Just imagine like 10 years, everything, what was it? Somebody was saying it could be a service, or like Showstopper saying like a PC Unity, you know, can you...
I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this, though. You know, you got to look at what Microsoft is doing. They cornered everything that you need to make games with. They cornered it. Yeah. I mean, just about everything.
Imagine if they went through and bought AMD. I mean, then, you know, game over.
Isn't that what Tim Sweeney was scared about with Microsoft, about cornering them with the whole Universal Windows program?
With WWP, yeah. He's worried that'll take over like gaming or whatever. Which, I mean, I guess that could be a concern. That's a concern if you're like thinking about 90s terms of Microsoft, but it's a completely different thing now. You know what I mean? They're legitimately.
Let me ask you a question. Well, actually,
go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, even better. Check it out, right? So this Microsoft we have now, this new Microsoft, they get all the kumbaya shit, right? And the moves that they're making strategically behind the scenes as far as gaming, buying up Havoc, some other shit. They bought a bunch of
Simply
tech.
Gone. Was another one. Yeah,
they bought a lot of stuff behind the scenes that doesn't really get a lot of press.
Well, because they ain't seen it in play yet. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. What do you think Microsoft Endgame is? Do you think that they're still concerned with maybe even being number one, or just making the most money?
They don't care about being number one.
It's money, and what I'm looking at, what they're doing, they are trying to. You got to remember, they already in the PC world too. You know what I'm saying? With their operating system, so they're already there. You know, you can't really game on anything unless it's on Windows. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, it's another version out there, but you know, people kind of go back and forth, but most of it is dominated by
99% is Windows or something like that.
Linux has nothing.
Right. So let me finish. So when that's So when it's being dominated by that, you know, so what they're trying to do, they're trying to bridge the gap for console gamers to come into it and putting us all on the same playing field. And you know, so what we're going to do, we're going to all be able to simultaneously play wherever we're going to be. If you got a tablet, you're going to be able to do it on that. You're going at home on your console, you're going to be able to play that way. However, how you want to play, it's going to be that way.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, it's not going to be so much about the hardware anymore. It's going to be about their online gaming. That's where they're pushing it towards.
Okay, hold that thought. Online gaming, right? And listen, I'm with you. I get it. So, but do you think that there will be pushback from the dinosaurs of the gaming community? Motherfuckers like me, that, you know, the black guy with the Confederate flag on my porch. I'm still out there fighting Civil War. I'm fucked up right now. So, and again, listen, Show, you know me. I said this to Phil. I bullshit you, my right-handed God. I said, I don't want to see my preferred console become a service. You know what I mean? Do you think that this is where we're going? This is where we hit it. This is the you know, the way of like console gaming, or
look at it like this. How do you see Scorpio? Do you see it as a hybrid PC, or do you see it as a console?
Console.
I see it as a console.
But what is it technically?
Well, they're all technically closed box PCs, but
that's where all these.
So basically, what I'm sitting here saying to you, you already gaming on PC. You see what I'm saying? It's just the thing is, it's just have a console feel to it because you got your controller in your hand. You know how to wait for you know what I'm saying, and they kind of do the updates for you. But if you notice, Microsoft, man, we have updates all the dang on time, and it's annoying. Every time you turn the bad baby on, it's an update.
So I just want to say, I agree with what you're saying, man. You're making some really good points. I think what it is I think Microsoft is focused on Windows 10. The big company, you know, the granddaddy, the fucking Microsoft is Windows 10, right? And I think what happened is with Phil Spencer in charge and the Xbox division, they thought about how to really attract Microsoft into the gaming space within what they're doing. So that's why you're seeing the Play Anywhere, and you're seeing the Windows 10's game, the Windows 10 games kind of like improvement there, and you're seeing the kind of like almost the blending between like the Xbox and that Windows 10 side of the PC spectrum, and it's to keep that granddaddy attracted to the games. I mean, let's be honest here. That's where Microsoft wants to go. That's what they're heavily promoting. And you
gotta look at it like this too. Windows is everywhere. Where Xbox is not.
Yeah.
So if they can play those games without having to buy an Xbox, because what people associate the bad name to is Xbox. You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, Windows got a kind of a bad name too, but it's not as bad as when it, you know, as the Xbox brand. So when you look at it from that standpoint, like you look at areas like Japan, these off-brand countries, you know what I'm saying? So you have those where PCs is already there and it's dominating. You see what I'm saying? So they have an opportunity to sell those games. Not only that, build a bridge to where they can game online, and it's all on one ecosystem. So
I guess that's like what you're saying is, I guess in a way, Phil is future-proofing the Xbox brand inside of Windows. If you can get Xbox to work entirely on Windows, then you guys don't have to worry about in the future. I mean, now console, the actual hardware, the physical part, that might be a different story, but I completely see, and I agree with Showstopper, is in the only way to, I mean, obviously you see Sony's seeing it if they're starting to, even though they're putting PSN now on PC, but if Phil can, man, I'm
gonna tell you,
not congratulate, but if he can talk to the
party. Sony is late to the party.
If he can talk to Nutella, if he can convince Nutella, like, hey, man, I said Nutella. I forget. How do you pronounce his name?
Sati.
Okay.
Nadella. Satya Nadella.
That's what it's Nadella. If Phil can sit him down, like, listen, what I'm doing, I'm merging this into Windows, and it solidifies more people to get on the platform, more people to play games. If more people have, like, you know, can play games, then they might, well, here, let me try this on Windows, et cetera, et cetera. But no, I completely see where you're going with it.
But if you look at it from this standpoint, their number one money maker when it comes to Xbox is their online.
Right.
Azure, every time they have their results, Azure is like fucking boom. It's on top. It's making money like crazy.
So what they are doing, they are trying to put all of us on that. That's what they're doing. It ain't even about the hardware anymore. That's what it's about. It's trying to get everybody on that ecosystem.
You know,
and gaming on that.
A few months back, I would have totally agreed with you. But when you look at what they're doing now with like the Game Pass and everything like that, that is a service. But I think it's still dependent on the hardware because they're letting it, the way it goes, it's not streaming. You're downloading the games. So your local hardware is still, running the game. So I think what they did is they found that happy medium between having that subscription service that these companies are looking for, but still having people feel that their hardware means something.
Right. And this is the thing that I wanted to bring up is that at one point in time, I would have agreed with Z and your point too, Show, but making Windows and Xbox combined as one, that means that Microsoft is having more faith into the Xbox brand and make it and taking it in and blending it as one.
Exactly. Yes.
Which means that us gamers that are primarily, Xbox fans or whatever will still continue to get our hardware. It's like you said, that Sony is late to the party. So Sony is going to be in a complex situation. They're going to have to try to keep up with the Joneses with Xbox, because Phil Spencer said himself that the Xbox will never be touted as the weaker console ever again. So the Scorpio is the mid-gen. Whatever's coming after the Scorpio is going to be crazier than that. PlayStation is going to have PlayStation 5. What the hell can PlayStation do to compete with that? Only way that they can do is start already depleting their resources to the streaming. They're going to be the ones to be the service to be a service first before Microsoft.
Listen, Scorpio is just a fill-in for what's coming later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, they're not going to consistently put out hardware.
I think they're going to do hardware every 3 years.
After the Scorpio, I really think
I'm looking for it to be upgradable. I'm not looking for them to consistently put out hardware.
I agree with that.
They're going to do. They're going to do every 3. Look, guys. So first of all, you just got to look at what Phil said. They asked him flat out, "Is it going to be a service just available on PC?" Phil Spencer flat out said no. He's also said we're not going to do a thing where you got to upgrade your console. That's not going to happen. They asked him, is a PS5 happening? Yes, he confirmed it. When is that going to happen? Traditionally, Sony puts out a console on average every 6 years. That would be 2019. They'll come out to 2019. That holiday, they'll come out to PlayStation 5. Holiday 2020 will be the next Xbox. That's just how it's going to work for now on.
You got to look at it like this too, crap. Phil has been known to deny until the truth comes out.
Oh, so you call it Phil? So Phil says he's lying. Phil lied to me.
I'm not sitting here saying he's lying. I'm not.
Okay, how about this?
He'd come out and say no, but then just like he did with the Xbox games. Remember when we all asked him, was Gears going? Was this going? He said no. I'm gonna have some for here, and I'm gonna have this for here. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna be separating. But what he do? He went back on his word because he's not in control of that.
Yeah. The person was like, "No, you're gonna do this."
You see what I'm saying? Now Phil might not want to do it, but Nadal said, "No, it has to be everything." Or
I honestly don't think it'd be like how you said 2020. This is such. I mean, you could still call it not even a full next gen console. This console is straight up. It's beast mode as fuck.
Oh, I get it. Like I've read documents. I fucking I mean, like it's a powerful thing, but yeah.
But why? I guess instead of 2020, I mean, this console, if it can do 40K 60, and it will, and literally why come out the console in the next 10 years?
You know why? Because look at it like this. I tell you guys all the time, technology is forever moving forward.
Yes,
in today's market, right now, yes, the Scorpio is the best thing since sliced bread. But for 2 years from now, it's going to seem dated. Okay, whatever Sony comes out, and again, resolution doesn't give you better graphics. You know what I mean? Forget the 4K 60. You're going to have graphics engines you know, that are going to be more demanding.
So you're talking like better particle effects, etc.
Or whatever the goddamn case. Because I just don't expect Sony to sit there and get their teeth kicked in by the Scorpio. You're going to probably see something in them from 2-3 years, and then I don't expect whatever Sony comes out with that's going to be more powerful than the Scorpio. Then Microsoft to sit back and get their teeth kicked in for the next 2-3 years.
What are you guys talking about? 10 teraflop PS5 next year?
Yeah,
or whatever the goddamn.
Yeah, well,
hilarious.
yo, 10 T-flop PS5, that shit better support DirectX 12, or else it's still going to be in the Stone Age in terms of like development tools, man.
Exactly.
They're not going to have DirectX. They're going to
And Microsoft is still going to get paid for whatever that they use.
Exactly.
So that's the thing that I think that a lot of people are not understanding is that Microsoft is cornering the market without even saying a word. And and
they can't say nothing. They can't say nothing right now because that's what they slowly but surely they're buying up everything behind the scenes, and that's why I said Sony is late to the party. Look, their servers is PlayStation 3s.
Yeah,
stop that trash. You hear me? I mean, what is you really doing with that? You know what I'm saying? That's their servers, man. That is some PlayStation 3s, so they way behind.
And also, you got to think about. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying so.
Okay.
The way Microsoft is going and what they are doing with trying to get everybody to game online, because that's the way of the future is really gaming online. That's all we do.
Right.
You know
and that's what I was
game
going to make
online.
a point was that saying that PlayStation has to have their fan base is or just the Sony PlayStation itself is primarily single player experiences, and their games has to look better than anything else that's available. And if once that doesn't happen, then that means they have to start going online. And with them not going to commit to dedicated servers and the way that PSN is always down for maintenance, etc., it's a fail for them. They have no other choice. I don't see a PlayStation console after the PlayStation 6. I just don't see it. I just don't.
Okay.
I don't want to think that far ahead, man. Like I just want the games, man. Like seriously. We got all this talk about hardware, man, and it's like. I want to see some of the games. You know what I mean? Like Microsoft is literally on lockdown right now. They aren't saying anything. Sony too. Like Sony hasn't really been saying anything either, aside from Horizon Zero Dawn sells 2.6 million.
But they don't really have to though. The media does their bidding for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand what you're saying. The games are the most important, but that hasn't been the case for the last 3 years. You know what I mean?
Well, no, but now now that the narrative has switched, you need some games. You know, like for me, I was always like we need game. Like the generation started off extremely slow, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so now it seems like it's picking up, and we are getting stuff. But you know, then you have stuff like, did you guys notice? Okay, I don't know who's here has played the Mass Effect Andromeda
great game
trial. Yeah, like I'm playing it. Yes. I'm playing it, and it's like phenomenal, right? It's like absolutely amazing. Then you go and check online, and everybody's like harassing a developer.
I heard about. I didn't hear about it. If I saw somebody put a picture, I was like, "Damn, that's
again, that's piling on. That's piling on someone because you get there's a female like graphic animator for BioWare, and people were like attacking her.
Why?
For saying she sucks at her job and just like being assholes because of some of these glitches, right?
Well, and like look at the Tomb Raider. The girl who was the motion capture got attacked because Tomb Raider was on Xbox One the first year. The motion capture, like what?
Let me ask you guys this: if this game wasn't first on Xbox,
was it Xbox dudes or Sony dudes?
Sony dudes. well, no, I don't know who dudes are attacking the BioWare person. Man, I don't know who that is.
I know that had to be a four-legged beast doing that, man. I'm
sorry. You guys, let me ask you guys this: had this Mass Effect game been an Xbox exclusive, man, it would be horrible. Like that, you never hear the end of it. The fact that it's multi-plat, but the fact that it came out first on Xbox due to the free trial, the trial on EA Access, like I think that has something to do with some.
I said the same thing. I was like, I'm kind of a crazy conspiracy theorist, and I've kind of like Xbox. I tweeted like I got a feeling it's getting really shit on bad because people are playing it 5 days early on the Xbox.
Yeah,
that's petty. That's petty as hell, man.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I thought you have your killer list of 2017. Why is it that you haven't that you weren't about Andromeda right now? You know, Xbox is supposed to be dead and dry. Why are you even worrying about it? Obviously, there's somebody lying or stretching the truth on there.
Now, for me, the whole animation thing, I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. I 100% in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I just think the reason why some people might have blown it out of proportion was a game that's been worked on for 5 years, and I think it is a little mediocre. And I hate saying that because 40 to 50% of that game is face-to-face dialogue. And I've seen a couple funny instances with the faces, none that I've seen online, luckily, but I think it's nothing that's going to crash the game for me. I'm fucking excited. My 10 hours is up. I wish I didn't. I used 10 hours in 2 days. I wish I can be playing it right now, but I'm excited for it. And it's not going to make me not buy it, but I agree. For somebody to get attacked like that, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it made absolutely no sense. Make sure you guys hit that like button that are watching. We appreciate it. Almost up to 400 here watching. Very much so appreciate you guys coming out to support Showstopper. Even though I disagree with this whole direction that Xbox is going in and have for the past.
We all have our views.
We should listen. We should have tested Showstopper before he joined the show. We haven't spoken to him in such a long time. He may be an undercover agent for the Weapon Wheel podcast.
I am the undercover agent. Y'all didn't know, man. They solidified me.
Well, check his wrist and his forehead.
BG laid him on his stomach and hard they grabbed his dick.
People ask me about this, right? Like, and this is all I'll say about it. I'm not going to be childish about it. I made the offer. I was like, hey, let's do a co-podcast, do a couple of one on your channel, one on this one. It'll be all good. We'll just talk some games, even if we have nothing else in common. Gaming was something we can have in common, and it could be good entertainment, right? So, and then you hear a bunch of stuff and excuses and blah blah blah. So at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, the door's open. But if you guys want to see something like that, that's on them. You know what I mean? Like, as far as I'm concerned.
Crap. Let me say this before you say something. Let me say that. Look, last week I was like, hell yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I did not know the levels of just
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't messing with them weirdos, man.
Yeah, crumb-side ignorance that I've never seen. Like right now, you got dudes in the comments. I know you see them in the comments right section. You know,
every other comment's fucking.
Yeah, they're talking about views. They're talking about this. We're done with this. And if it's so hot over there, why the hell are you listening over here?
Why are you over here? Hey, you know what I'd say? Like, look, I haven't
like that, man. Let them rest in peace, man. I got no time for it.
Let me just say this real quick, right? Like, comparing, like, you couldn't compare my channel on something that I would do compared to like Angry Joe, right? And I'm not saying that they're Angry Joe or whatever, but whose channel did they do that on?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
What channel, like that podcast? Whose channel is that on?
I think BG's. I don't know.
Okay, how many subscribers do they have?
They got a lot of subscribers, I think.
90,000 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking a channel that has 90,000 subscribers compared to Next Gen's, which is like not even 14,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, to say, to go and trying to compare those two would be absolutely ridiculous in my opinion.
That's some Sony numbers, man. 60 million,
I mean, come on.
2.6 million sales.
Hey, but listen. Let's be clear this though. Let's be clear this. At the end of the fucking day, I say this. Crap. You guys been there from the beginning. When we start doing, those same people used to make fun of us about cartoon avatars. Now they have them. They make fun of us doing a podcast every Sunday. Now they want to do their podcast on Sunday. Like, you know what I mean? Let's be real. Like, any success that the Weapon Wheel has, they owe the BGST, regardless. It's fact. You know what I mean? Then they said, they're not going to debate us unless Crap shows his gamer score, shows the fact that he has a 4K TV with HDR. Then they took it one step any further. They're fear for their life and for their safety because I hired some bloods on Xbox Live and I'm going to pay them $5,000 to jump BG. That's what I tell you. Sometimes when a lie be more fucking entertaining than the truth, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Fuck them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, I don't have no ill will towards any of them because I really don't know them. But I do know this. And Crap told me this from the very beginning when he asked me to join. And he was like, look, once you join, you know that you're going to get hate from people that you don't know. I said, I'm cool with it. And sure enough, I never seen a Black Bond video. Never. You know what? I actually only had Bond and Heart 8 confused because I thought they were the same person because, you know, the other listeners, they talk about them sometimes and I had them confused. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody said pulling dicks, the other one saying looking on Grindr. I don't know. I don't care. That's their business, right? So
Grindr.
So all of a sudden, I'm looking and seeing somebody in my comment section after I made a video calling me a corporate slave, calling me all this and that. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And then so I comment back, and then it's just the most insulting thing. Then he made a video about me, and like I don't make videos about people. That's just not my thing. So like I didn't know this man from Adam, and then he has the audacity to challenge me to Street Fighter 5. Dude, I wouldn't be, man. I don't fuck with dudes like you, man. I mean, they get behind the bully pulpit, right, on the internet, and then they're safe. That's a safe environment. They're safe. So you can tell some of these dudes have been bullied or beat, or had their ass beat,
or had their dick pulled.
Yeah, or something. and then they get on the internet and then they act like they're the hardest motherfuckers ever in existence. Look, I don't play that shit.
Tough talking.
Yeah. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about video games, man. This is what this is supposed to be about. All that other crazy shit, they can throw that shit out the window, man.
What's funny?
I'm gonna show you how special these dudes is, man. Just as of today, you know, Zaire just dropped that video where he was talking about what happened. This dude on the podcast, listen, they supposed to be talking about games on the podcast. Bond interrupted everybody. They had a little heated discussion. Bond interrupted everybody and was like, I got to read this comment. They said this guy written a comment on Zaire's channel saying, Weapon Wheel talk about games and this, that, and the third. Some little comment, some little trash comment. But the thirst level of that, to stop a podcast where they're having a dang on discussion and to throw that in here, that's where that dude mindset is at all times. He's so worried about whatever Zaire's doing, whatever any Xbox dude is doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's right there. That's why I say I can't rock with that type of weirdness, man. I just can't do it.
It's funny. You know, I was telling
I went on there for one reason, because they were sitting here trash talking our community. So I went on there to really just kind of just give an alter conversation to that. That was the only reason why I went on there. You know, not to argue with nobody, none of that trash, but to give a different perspective, because they were sitting here saying we were scared, this, that, and third. I said, no, some of us just don't really rock out because lines been crossed. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's what I went on there for. But that got blown out of proportion. Just the weird thinking. I mean, they think so weird. I just like I don't even want to mess with nobody like that. It's too weird for me. So I would leave that completely alone.
I just wanted to talk games, man. Like that was
your 4K TV.
It ain't gonna be about games.
Listen, unless you show your 4K TV and your trophies and your achievements, then I have to call
and they want a blood test, and they want to see my want my social security number and my credit score.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how that podcast gonna go.
Let me ask you this:
let me see. Hold on, crap. You gonna go on that podcast? You gonna say, why did you steal that footage? This is what they're gonna bring you on there and do. Why you still that?
Hey, they could have done that. They had their opportunity, right? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Now you sitting here defending some dang on footage that it don't make sense.
I know, but listen, any sane person realize this, right? Look, if we're quote unquote bad guys or frauds or whatever, wouldn't the easiest way to kind of throw a monkey wrench in that it would be to talk to them person to person, right? Like, how easy would that be to, unless you like didn't think you could do that? You know what I mean? Like, unless you had something to lose. Like, if you are just like, oh, man, I'm going to get this fool, right? I can't wait to get this guy. It's going to be, I'm going to embarrass the hell out of whatever. Not come up with a bunch of stipulations and nonsense. And we're not trying to buy rifles here or whatever. You know what I mean? We're trying to talk video games. Yeah. Like, anybody with a brain can see that we totally were like, doors open, let's get something done, let's have some fun, let's talk some video games. And we weren't the ones that were adverse to it, right? So hopefully anybody with a brain can see, you know what I mean, just who was against it and who was for it. And at the end of the day, like these ridiculous reasons or whatever, they would have like Sony fans, right? Like Sony themselves, it would have never been good enough. You know what I mean? Like no matter what we did.
Yo, crap. Let's just be real, man. They want to spit from a distance. I remember seeing like it was a few months ago. I don't know what it was, something game related. You said something. I guess this dude BG didn't like it or whatever. But instead of going to you on Twitter, he went and he attacked dude from Console Corner, GKB. Like, and GKB never talked to this dude at all, but he went and he tried to like Twitter attack him because he was afraid to come at you. Because let's be honest here, man, you're like an encyclopedia of games. Like when it comes down to it, and if you're in a live show with them, you're gonna basically blow over them.
Well,
right?
I feel like my games knowledge is pretty good, and I'm a pretty level-headed guy, and a thinker. So it's like I get that can be probably intimidating, but it's not like any of us aren't.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, but it's not like any. That's the same thing. It's like everybody's quick to go, we lie or we mislead or whatever, and then you're like, give me an example. And then they have no examples to give, or the ones they do is like, oh, well, this one time you did a story and that story was wrong, and I'm like, look, my story wasn't wrong. I was just reading the news, because the next day, and then the next day in a video, I'm like, hey, that was my bad on that. It turns out they were misquoted or whatever. Also, you know what I'm saying?
They started this smear campaign. Let's be honest here. They didn't want to do the podcast with us.
They could have just said no.
Fine. But I'm just saying. But they started this smear campaign all on Facebook. All on Backpage is saying that you were homophobic, and the gloves is on. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm taking my medicine, man. Apologize.
But see, okay, but look, every time that I've had a conversation with BG, it's been cordial. We have a product conversation. It was about the whole pay, whatever the hell that thing is, where you get paid, you get money, and He was respectful. He was respectful. He tried to come across with some shit. It was like, I don't know why you hang a bunch of lot. Look, I'm like, I know these dudes. I respect that shit. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fact that you talking to me as a man and shit like that. But the fact of it is that, look, these are my people. This is my crew. They have been honest with me as you know what I'm saying, from the day I've joined BGST. So I don't know. I said, let's just keep it about this. And so, like I said, he's been cordial. Of course, Kid Smooth is my boy. Much love to him. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of it is that, look, I don't get this shit. You know what I'm saying? The crumb side is crumb side. One dude that made that video, a 26-minute video, said the most craziest shit. And he said, if somebody's lying and I'm with that crew, that means that he said, and if I'm with that crew, I don't care if they're lying or not, I'm siding with them. What kind of bullshit is that? If I'm catching crap in the live, if I'm catching Z, show anybody on this goddamn panel, I'm lighting your ass up for it, because that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. That's what true friends and people that respect one another do. You don't want somebody to look like a fool in public. So for you to say that you support somebody lying on somebody else because they're your people, that shows fraudulence right off the fucking bat. We can move on from this shit.
Or like say Zaire was like, that Switch is garbage. Nobody's gonna buy that, and then everybody buys the Switch.
Hey, listen, we're gonna have this conversation. Listen, I'm glad you said this shit. We're gonna come back to this conversation in 6 months from now. I guarantee you.
Maybe I'll be able to find one by
then. See if that wave holds out during summer. That's where I'm at. Let's see.
In case you guys didn't know, they originally forecasted $8 million in the fiscal year. They're doubling that to 16 million. Wowza. That's a lot of damn sweat, man. Yeah.
They're producing those, they're manufacturing those, and they're sticking them in a warehouse.
The PS4 didn't even do fucking 16 million in 1 year.
No, but the PS4, here's the thing. This thing, I'm seeing grannies pick this thing up again, just like the Wii, man.
No goddamn granny.
Dude, this granny was like, man, that next gen, he really does like grannies, man. Yeah, dude. But no, look, everybody, this thing like makes the local news. There's like no local news stories on. Like I didn't see local news stories on like Xbox One or PS4. Like you see that shit with the Switch, Nintendo, because Nintendo has that brand like that everybody's familiar with. They're like
Nintendo weirdos and tax in fucking Whoville. Why are they making the fucking?
Listen, they just talk about it. They're like, oh well, the new Nintendo Switch or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like very nostalgic. The Zelda game. Like everybody knows that stuff, and so they buy it. I can't find one still, but I will say that I'm going to get one. Like supposedly Wednesday they might get some in. So hopefully I can finally get one. But dude. 16 million.
Remember I told you about that PS4? Crap, remember I told you about the PS4, right? You didn't listen to me. Just one time, listen to your color friend. I'm your only friend here. Listen to me. Leave that Nintendo shit alone. I'm telling you. You just see the report? They surveyed some fucking developers at GDC.
Yeah, I saw that.
Only 3% of the developers out of 4,500 are making games for the Switch. The Apple TV had more support.
I think what they're doing is if they're saying they're projecting for the 16 million, it might just be because of the demand right now. I mean, like Zaire, honestly, and I said it last week, I'm excited to see what happens from, I would say, end of May to the end of August. Like that summertime, who knows? I mean, shit, I know this is completely different times, but Dreamcast, they made a lot, but then at the end they had warehouses full of them. So it was
the problem with the Dreamcast is there was that other, they were directly competing with PlayStation, and the clock was ticking.
Yeah,
this isn't competing with PlayStation. I can tell you right now why I said that the Switch would be a success, right? The main reason was the Wii U wasn't bad. People didn't care that it wasn't as powerful as Xbox One and PS4. What they cared about, and you look at the number one thing when people gave feedback, was that tablet was like a kid's thing, and the second thing was you couldn't take it anywhere. People wanted a tablet. They liked that idea of the home console on the second screen or whatever, that it could be a home console, but they wanted to take it with them too. The Switch rectifies all that. You can do whatever. You can take it with you. It's got motion. It does a bit of fucking everything, and I think people really resonate with that. I think once this thing does take off, you're going to see more and more developers hop on board, just like the Wii. Like the Wii had a version of Call of Duty 4 and a version of like World at War. It had like a bunch of third-party even exclusives that weren't so bad, because it had
that's got to last is the third-party support. And like you said, the Wii U, they had Mass Effect 3 in the beginning. They had third-party support, but then a year later they were like, even when it was Ubisoft said we'll support it if they sell more. Like, ow, like damn, that was a kick in the nuts.
With the Switch, whether this is good or bad, like third-party support definitely needed. I know one party support that they really have, and that's indie. Like when I was at PAX and I was talking to indie developers, there were a lot of them saying that we are making this game for the Switch as well. Because I was trying to dig for any information I could get. I was trying to see if this developer liked developing on Unreal Engine 4 and everything like that. So a lot of the stuff that did come out is like, oh yeah, by the way, we're developing this on the Switch as well. So they're gonna have indie support, whether or not that's good or bad. That's like low, like 4 or 5 like levels down compared to third party support, in my opinion. But they already have something that the other platform, the other piece of hardware that they came out with didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy, and what's crazy is how this console that's in demand so much, you already have developers talking about how certain games aren't coming out. I mean, before the Switch launch, they said right now there's no plans for Mass Effect Andromeda, which is understandable because but then even I don't know who's excited for this, but the Conan developer, they said no plans for a Switch version. And I really wanted to adjust my schlong in that game. God damn it.
Hey, new guy. Listen, you're right with me, man.
New cat.
Hey, new cat. I'm gonna be your next color friend. Let me tell you like this. I said it time and time again, and I understand people love some of the Nintendo IPs. I don't really care if we're cool, but we've already seen this movie before.
Exactly. Yeah, with the Wii U.
No third party support and the diehards, the Nintendo guys are going to be there, even some of the hardcore guys within this community. But it's not going to appeal to the casual that may just want to play Duty, Madden, games like that. And they're not going to go out and drop $300 and they can get their new Star Wars games that's coming out. Like, the new Destiny, ain't none of those goddamn games are coming to the Switch. It's like a lot of these new games are always online. You know what I mean? And that's another fucking issue.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing that I've had this discussion with you about on the multiplayer is that if with Nintendo, they can get away with it as long as they got games coming in of some sort. So what Bot is over here talking about, saying that they got indie support. Indies? Look, indies, and then you got your IPs coming in ever so often. Hold on, wait. That was their problem with the Wii U, is that it took so long for them to bring their own IPs out that it stumbled because they didn't have no third-party support. But if they got indies, and then they will let you have the older games from the Wii U on down the line, that will be plenty enough for them to sustain as long as they got their games coming out in a timely manner.
Again, no one buys a next generation console.
Nobody's looking at it like that.
Whatever.
People already got.
Okay, fine. Oh, fuck. Strike that from the comment. Jury, strike that comment from the comment. No one goes out there and buy a console. I can't wait to go home and download fucking Octodad or Resogun. It's just not being realistic here. You know what I mean? Indies are cool, but no one's buying a console, $300, whatever the fuck, to play fucking indie games.
Damn.
Well, listen, here's the thing.
25 gigs of memory.
Well, here's the thing.
Last thing.
Hold on,
Let me say this last thing. And you're saying about them bringing out their IPs or whatever. You don't get exclusives every month. We're in this day and age. We're in the day of show me, give me now. I guarantee you now, no one's going to be talking about Zelda in 2 weeks. Shit, no one's going to be. No, Ghost Recon came out 2 weeks ago. No one's talking. Everyone's talking about Mass Effect.
Wait. Ghost Recon came out last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No one's talking about that. We are from the show and improve me state, and those key games that we're just talking about, Ghost Recon, the Mass Effect that it was hyped for, ain't none of them just coming to that platform. You know what I mean?
I think older titles are going to start coming to the platform. You know, like the older game, like they were showing Skyrim and shit like that. And as long as they can get like look, it doesn't matter. As long as they get those titles in to be the filler, plus for the other things they have available, what people buy Nintendo games for is for Nintendo games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the main draw.
And here's the thing, you know what's coming out this year? It looks like they're getting Mario Kart. They're getting Mario Kart. Look, they're teasing Smash Brothers. A brand new 3D Mario game's coming out. They're getting Splatoon 2, possibly getting a Pikmin. They're going to announce a Metroid at E3.
I have to admit, that Mario Odyssey does look cool. I'm sorry.
Yo, crap.
Yeah.
At PAX, I saw the new Mario Kart. I saw it like in action.
Okay.
On the
Forza Horizon 3.
Isn't it
Mario
the same
Kart.
thing? Isn't it just the Wii U, but just a couple?
Well, I mean, they're totally different things, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like
I hear what you're saying, crap. And in
You been hanging around
what I'm
Porter
saying is that we not wasn't all those great games you're naming on the Wii U. When all those
well,
great
here's the
games
thing.
on the
I never look at I never looked at the Wii U as a bad thing. I own more Wii U games than PS4 games. This is what I'm going to say, right? It's a complementary console. It's never going to be my third-party game, my third-party console. Like my PS4, I don't have but like a couple multiplats on there. My multiplat machine is always going to be my Xbox.
Crap.
That's where my achievements are. That's where the best online is.
Say that one more time, crap.
But that's what I'm saying. You're what I'm saying. That Marco, you're a gamer, right?
Yeah.
But we're what you call the hardcore, the diehard. You're a gamer.
I don't know, man. I play my shit on super easy casual mode, man. So I don't know if that's all
far more casuals out there than us. You know what I mean? Than the diehard, the day ones. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've always said this is not going to appeal to the masses. You're not considered the masses, crap. You know what I mean?
Well, if this thing does sell 16 million in a year, wouldn't you consider you being completely wrong? Other than because I remember you saying this thing's got to be on par with the Xbox One and PS4 in power. And
I gave benefit of doubt. Yeah, right. And I gave them benefit of fucking doubt.
I told you they don't care about power, dude. They're not competing with you know what, like just as much as Sony doesn't see. I mean, Microsoft doesn't see Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo as competition.
Yeah,
I don't think Nintendo sees them as competition either. You know what I mean? Like Nintendo does their own thing. They're going to put out a handful of mobile games. They're going to make them hundreds of millions of dollars. They're going to continue doing dedicated hardware like they are. And I think they might even come out with another like DS type system. You know what I mean? Because I know that they have this, but that whole clamshell thing or whatever that's a thing all its own. Like the 3D thing was a big fad. Like that, let's be honest, that whole thing was they don't even make 3D TVs anymore, I don't think. Like Sony or whoever just rolled off the last ones or whatever. So like they could totally come out with a new handheld too, like dedicated. I
got a question here. Nukin, is this question for me? He says my question: if the Switch was as powerful as the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, would you change your opinion? Me?
You're stuttering, boy.
No. The game here, listen, more than so than the power, my big issue with Nintendo are their policies. I don't like that. Like they're just too fucking.
I agree.
I agree with the policies.
When you mute the online chat for fucking Mario Kart while you're in the gameplay, or even Splatoon because they want to protect the kids. All right, man. Really, I
can't support.
There's parental controls. Like you're right. That policy. That's Mario Kart. One of the
who's chomping on something.
Games.
I thought that was you with some Starburst.
No, man.
Mario Kart 64. And there was so much Mario Kart.
So like all day grabbing crabs from the
crabs. I'm off my foot. The diabetes. I'm off the sugar.
I'm off the sugars, man.
But with Mario Kart 64, that was that and GoldenEye were like one of the biggest shit talking couch games ever. And when they released that new Mario Kart on Wii U and they disabled the chat while you're playing the game, I'm like, Man, no. Like, why would you do that? Like, whatever.
Y'all not sucking into this one. Next gen is a Nintendo Nazi.
He is, man. He is. That's a good thing right there.
I'm a realist.
He couldn't even answer the question.
I did answer the question. I said it's not even so much about their power; it's their policies.
Damage control.
No, it's not. You know what it feels like? You know what it feels like? Remember these guys were ganging up on me about the Pro and the fucking Scorpio. You guys remember this, right? And I told them. No one wanted to fucking listen. I'm gonna tell you guys again. Come to this one. No one's gonna be fucking talking about the Switch.
God, I hate next gen is the black Nintendo Hitler.
Dude, everybody's gonna be talking about this Switch.
Hey, look, if they give me a Metroid, for the Switch, man, I'll be all over that shit. Like,
exactly. And they're gonna announce one. And you know they're gonna announce one. They're gonna announce one at E3.
Well, they didn't have one for the Wii U, man. They didn't have one.
Well, look, the Wii U was a stopgap console. That's all that was. You know, let's just be honest.
And there's a lot of people at my job, man. They don't know anything about gaming, so they'll ask me or whatever, and then they'll say, but they own consoles.
Do they call you Omega?
No, not yet. But yeah, Legend Omega. Anyway, but thank you for your craptaculist or whatever.
That's what it says to me yesterday during Gear. I accidentally called him K Omega twice.
So anyway, so the dude said, so there were some people at work and they were talking about the Switch. They said, "Man, that looked badass. What you think about it?" And so, you know, I'm like, if you like it, get it. You know what I'm saying? That I was planning on getting it at launch, but then I waited too late. And so then I heard about the policies, things that happened with Miss K. And so I kind of changed my mind. And now I'm back on board and I'm like, I want to be part of the Switch gang. So these people are excited.
You in the woods building a house, and one of your co-workers came to you and said, "Hey, what do you think about that Switch?"
That's right.
You sound just as worse than that goddamn story of me hiring some bloods on Xbox Live.
I'm dead serious.
Get that shit out of here.
You act like I don't have coworkers and shit. Like I'm just all in the woods by myself. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I
gotta admit, when I saw that picture on Twitter, I was like, God damn, where's he going?
Yeah, man. And you know what was fucked up about that? Because that shit was scary as hell. Because there's a place called Slaughterville out here, and that no, that is true KKK country. That's no lie. That's true KKK land, right? So I was nervous to say, like, why the fuck are y'all sending me out here? Anyway, so we get out there, go into this motherfucking deep ass area, and it's a bunch of Mexicans that live there, man. Like they said, fuck Trump. Y'all ain't gonna find us unless y'all use satellite radar. It tripped me the fuck out. So they gutted the house and everything, and they got in there rebuilding it and shit. So I thought it was really pretty awesome. But it was scary as hell in there because there was nothing but trees and shit in that area. But yeah, but there's people at work that be asking me about the Switch. People everywhere that I know friends.
As soon as Mega saw the Mexicans, man, he breathed a sigh of relief.
Hell yeah, I was happy as hell. I was like, thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look like the hill have eyes type of shit, man.
Hey, Mega, are you gonna look for a Switch this Wednesday? Because I hear a lot of places are getting them in.
I might, yeah, because the old lady's even won one. She's been talking about it.
Yeah, I was just like, I wonder if O Snaps is listening to this because that's her day off on Wednesday, and if they go in on Wednesday, I already know.
You guys got a bunch of new consoles, man. You got Xbot, a proud owner of a PS4. Woo,
yes,
Pony,
white one,
Pony bot,
dude.
And he was sitting in the party chat with Iron Wolf.
Oh nah. We're not going that far. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But yo, I uploaded, like I like to test out everything when I get new hardware, right? So I went into Share Factory. I threw like a couple game clips together and I uploaded that shit to my channel. Dude, like yo, you would think I kidnapped somebody's grandma or something like that, held her for ransom for like Jolly Ranchers or something, man. Like there were some people like, damn, yo, we got to keep an eye on him. Look at this. And yo, what was it? Ponybot? Yeah. Oh, Snaps actually called me that first at the house. She said that should be my PSN ID. So I think Crap was the second person to go in on that.
Well, you know what's funny? Like a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie, people message me, they freak out. They're like, is Xbot turning pony? Like, is he turning neutral? And here's the thing, right? You're looking at a person, we're almost 4 years into the generation who didn't have a PS4. So you get it, and there is a backlog of a handful of games that are pretty good that you can play. I get it. Same thing if somebody was just on PS4 for this whole time and just now got an Xbox One, and you give them Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 3, Quantum Break, Halo 5, Gears 4, they're going to have a shit ton to play. They're going to be like, whoa, this is pretty cool, right? Like, I get that. But then it's like with the PS4, once you get past that first handful, You know what I mean? You really don't really have much. You know,
like, I'm gonna be honest. Like the main game that like me and O Snaps were talking about when getting a PS4. There's a game called Gang Beasts, and it's an indie game, but it's a game that first we played at PAX. We've seen gameplay of it, and it's a game that we really want, and it hasn't been announced for Xbox One at all. You know what I'm saying? We got a really good deal on a PS4. It matches the Xbox.
Hey, you didn't
One
add to the NPD. Claps to that, bro. Hold on. Claps to that, man. They're not getting your NPD number.
But yo, so we want to play that game like bad. Like that game looks incredible to us, right? It matches the Xbox One S in the living room. So now we got two white systems sitting next to each other in the living room. Oh, that's gotta be mega, yeah.
It's turning too pony up in this motherfucker, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, fuck it. But yo, dude, I played The Order. Yo, talk about garbage. That is.
Hold on,
oh my!
I liked it. Oh fuck! Can't believe I just said that.
Oh,
did you say what? What did you
Here's the thing. Wait. The reason why I said that. Hold on. Wait. And I said this
you know what? I didn't think I was gonna say it.
Hold on. The reason why I said that.
Shit to Hades.
He said free to Hades. I said this last year. The reason why I like it. I'm a huge horror movie fan, and I love werewolves and shit.
He likes walking
story.
That's why
the story for that. I'm a huge fan of werewolves and lichens and monsters and cage. So the story.
Okay, so you like the story, but I mean, it's like.
But I will admit the gameplay is extremely fucking simple and barbaric. Yeah. It's old, but the story is what makes me draw.
That's fine. Like
I beat it. I go to it every now and then. I beat it in about 15 minutes, but you know how that is. But,
well, no, they don't let you skip the cutscenes, so that draws it out at least another like 40 minutes.
You know what? The most fun I had with The Order was walking up to the people and the people just not even recognizing you're there, and I'm banging into them and I'm saying shit to them like, "Come on, man, yo, give me that money, give it," like, because they act like they don't even interact with you or anything. Like you hit them, it's like hitting a wall. Like there's no.
The gunplay was bad. Was the part that I had. The guns didn't feel like they had much of a pop to them. Like you weren't hitting anything. Like just I don't know. To me, that was like that was one of the main problems. But it's like like there's a handful of guns, and Showstopper had to take off, but he said he'll be back next week too. So appreciate that, man.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. Shit. Bigfoot chases him down every once in a while. He's on the run, and then Bigfoot starts catching him up to him, and he's like, "Gotta go."
So got like 9 wives. You know what I mean? He's ordered for bigamy in like 9 different states. He's on the run, man.
Damn, Porter Rock in the chat trying to give me a list of games. He's like, play a real game like Bloodborne or whatever.
If you got Barney Rubble 77 coming out and saying that The Order is garbage, then look, you know something's wrong.
Hey, if you want to know, game's really good is Until Dawn is really good on PS4. I don't care what next gen says. I don't care what next gen says. That is the best game on PS4, hands down.
Well, that was my favorite game on the PS4, but now I have to give it to Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is a really good game.
It's a good game, but it's definitely. Did you notice, K-Mega? There's some of the wonky eyes in that too, and the animations are bad. But nobody made a big deal about it. Like Crap Gamer was one of the only people to make a big deal about this, right? I'm like, it's got like these wobbly eyes, and the people do these weird kind of janky animations. I was like, it's weird, and the voice acting, of course, is horrible for the most part. I mean, there's some that's not as bad. Like the main character is on point for most of the game, but there's some questionable stuff, which I thought was weird because, spoiler alert, they try to play it off that people just like, you know what I mean? That's just how they talk because they're whatever. But
I'm definitely gonna pick that up, but after Mass Effect dies down.
That one mission where, because I haven't got that far in Horizon, but that one mission where you go and you look and you look for the girl's brother, and she goes and they're ethnic people, and they have the whitest voice, the voice actors. I'm like, look, Sony, y'all make a lot of money. Y'all couldn't hire like ethnic people to play the voices. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kill myself. Ha ha.
They split the budget on graphics. Yeah, they did have the black guy sound like he sounded more white than crap. That shit was crazy.
Like the cable guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the real. That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
well, I mean, look. Here's the thing, though. There's like a distinct difference of the way these games are treated depending on the platform that they're on. I'm not saying that Horizon Zero Dawn is a bad game. In fact, it's a good game. But the fact is, it had animation problems and like the weird like eye problems and the dialogue problems, and nobody really said anything. You go and find me a mainstream review that brought up any of these problems. Like I looked. I couldn't find anybody bring them up. It's just like 9 out of 10, 9.5. You know what I mean? Like nobody says anything. Like, oh, every single like side quest is literally a fetch quest. I got a bum knee. I got that dinosaur stole my spear though. My mom gave me that. Can you get that spear back for me? You know what I mean? Like that's basically every quest in that game. You know, like there's a base there for something good, but that's not a Witcher killer. That's not a Zelda killer, in my opinion. It is a good game for sure, but at the end of the day, it's not like this amazing game that people tried to make it out.
There's no way in hell that's a Zelda killer. You got this new Zelda now because the Switch, people haven't been able to get their hands on it. Yo, this new Zelda is actually getting people to buy a Wii U just to play that for, you know what I'm saying, within the time being.
Yeah, so, dude, the last time I saw like mass console buying because of a game, maybe I'm out of touch, was Halo 2. I was working at GameStop at the time, and I remember people were coming in, hey, do you have Halo 2? Yeah. Do you have a regular Xbox? Yeah. They were buying.
Yeah.
I know people were buying a regular Xbox and Halo 2 just for the multiplayer of Halo 2.
Well, hey, here's the thing. Halo is one of those rare games that is still a console seller. If you look at even in 2015 when Halo 5 released, they won that MPD. You know what I mean? Like, even though they were getting their butts kicked in every other month, they won that one because people go out and specifically buy those, the console for Halo. You know,
is Halo 5 still alive? Is the community still
alive? It's actually
I actually played it. I played it last night. I played some Warzone.
Yeah, like per Phil Spencer, the community actually grows. They really did a good job with that multiplayer, and hopefully they now that they got a new creative director for the story, they kind of go in a
honestly, in my opinion, I know it's real quick before getting to the next topic. For Halo 6, whenever it does come out, they nailed the multiplayer down. So what I think, just transfer, if they want to add like maybe one or two things on the multiplayer, okay, but really focus on the story. Like just give us a
like they do with Halo 4. Like they do it.
Oh my God, Halo 4, man.
Phil Spencer even said, he goes,
you know what, look, guys, y'all are not going to keep shitting on Halo 5 story. It's a build-up for Halo 6.
I like Halo 5
I get that. We play Halo for Master Chief. We want to be Master Chief.
No. Look, crap. See, that shit sounds suspect, bro.
I like
the ethnic brother Locke needs his love.
I like being Buck because he was cool in ODST, right? Like I was like, I thought. Here's the thing. Here's the problem I have with the story in Halo 5, right? They built up this Locke versus Chief thing, right? And then it didn't really happen. It was a quick little slap. You know what I mean? Like that was it. That little slap fight, and that was it. You know, like that's the part that I didn't like. The story itself, I didn't have so much of a problem with. I get what they were going, like the whole Cortana thing at the end. Fantastic. They're setting up Halo 6 perfectly. I just think that there wasn't enough Master Chief in there. I'm fine with switching back and forth and all that kind of stuff. But there needs to be more Master Chief. Like he was hardly in it because Halo 4 was such a Master Chief Cortana story. I loved it.
Yo, crack.
Hold on, Bob. Let me say this before you get to, because I know you're gonna be long-winded with that.
You don't view a Halo. Come on, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Look, it was the setup in the build to start to introducing Locke and Team Osiris. They're going to be spinoffs, and me and Jay Century got into a conversation about it. And I think dude from Halo Wars 2, Atriox, is so awesome, and he's definitely going to be a big part of what's going on.
That ending, did you guys see the ending of Halo Wars 2?
So good. But the thing of it is that what Jay thinks is that Atriox is going to be the main villain for Team Osiris, for Locke and Team Osiris, which would be pretty damn dope. But I think that this dude is badass enough to fight Master Chief, in my opinion. But go ahead.
No. What I was gonna say is when you look at the story of Halo 5, right? For people who went through, saw the ending to that, saw what was going on with Cortana, and then you go to Halo Wars 2. If you saw the ending of that, you can see what they're building up for
something
Halo
huge,
6,
man. Oh, give me
like, I got chills going down my arm right now just for thinking about that. You got Cortana, you got Atriox, like I don't want to spoil it for anybody else, but they're setting up for like the biggest confrontation, like all corners, like this group fighting over here, this group fighting over here. You got Chief not really trusting the UNSC. Like, there's just so many layers going on. Halo 6, like, it's gonna blow it out the water. And if anybody is worried about the story, you got to remember the framework for Halo 5, Halo 6, Halo 7, and possibly 8. The frame line for the stories have already been done. They're already done.
You know what? Atriox is a much better villain than any of the pretty much since the Arbiter days. To be honest with you, Atriox is that strong of a villain, so I think they struck gold there.
The thing that I really think the thing that they need to kind of stray away, and I know I think was it Bonnie Ross was talking about how the story is going to be a little more linear. I think trying to get the story down in an expanded verse, like they had, even though it was good, those audio recordings with son of a bitch, what's his name from Key and Pele? It was on the website.
Oh damn, I know what you're talking about.
Hunt the Truth.
Yeah, Hunt the Truth.
So when they had that, and then they were releasing comics, and then they had books that were all part of the Halo 5 story. It was a little too much, and I think that's for the non-hardcore people really didn't know, like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Wait, what is this? That Hunt the Truth, if they were to somehow integrate that into the game, that was some really
Hunt the Truth was awesome. The problem was, only the super hardcore would do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So sort of like in the way that Destiny got too convoluted by like, hey, you need to find Grimoire cards, then go to Bungie.net, then look up your fucking thing, then read about what you found. Like, that's not what people want when they play video games. They want the fucking story to be in the video game. And that's understandable. Right. Completely understandable. I also wanted to talk about let's see, what do we got here? Poor Halo Wars 2. Are you guys surprised that it didn't chart at all? Like,
didn't it chart the first week in UK though?
It charted in the UK, went to number
1.
went to number 1 on console.
It'll end up being the best RTS, the best-selling RTS on console. All right,
because it's the only one.
This is what I'm saying about that, and I said this last week. We don't know the true numbers, even though it didn't chart. Like I said, it's just the numbers. How do we know? They could have made 50 million.
True. I mean, look, I bought it digitally, so
that's what I was going to say. Is that this is why I don't even try to like talk about the MPD thing that much, is because they don't count digital, and there's so many people that want to try to state that the hard copies are primarily the top thing when it's slowly not. Everybody that I know has bought digital on the Xbox. And you got to remember, this game was also being bought by PC gamers as well. And all of their stuff is 99%.
Well, they didn't release a physical PC version like in the UK or anything because they canceled it or whatever it was. So,
right. So that's what I'm saying. It's, you know what I'm saying? So I think it did well. And especially for, so Microsoft was dropping the ball, talking about Neho instead of talking about Halo Wars 2. There was still a lot of buzz of people that played the game, that bought the game, and was excited about the story of what they did. So I think that they did well. I still like the fact that they don't release their numbers, just for the fact, because if it is, if it outsold any PlayStation game, Xbox fanboys are going to go crazy and throw that at them. If it doesn't, then it just gives more ammunition for the PlayStation fan base to just say that Xbox is dead. So it's just all about business sense. I think that the game is dope. If you are into any type of RTSs, go ahead and buy it because it is amazing. It's really good.
It is. It's a good game, especially like with what like K Mega and Xbox said, man. That story and when that shit happens at the end, man, I fucking pitched tent. I was like, boing. I'm like,
I will say this: that last mission was the easiest mission out of all of them.
It was
super easy. I was like,
that
holy
mission
crap.
on the beach was a bitch. I had
dude!
I had to ask Livewire to do it to help me go through it, man. I had to get
exposed. K Mega
had to get Livewire to help me, but we were playing on heroic. So
gotcha.
So come on now, it ain't on easy.
And I played it on easy, and it was still hard.
Oh, you bitches! Come on now, be men.
I don't know. I mean, it's funny because like Crab said earlier how he goes, I play the game the easiest. So honestly, my first playthroughs, like Mass Effect, when I started it, it's on narrative because I like the story. So Gears of War, I wouldn't do it on easy. Like I always
exactly. You know what? Here's the thing. All right. At my age now, like when I was younger, I probably would have done it a little bit on a different mode. But the problem is, especially with like RPGs, like that's why I don't get into the Souls games and stuff, man. I don't have time to backtrack and do all that stuff. You know what I mean? I want to play through there, enjoy the story, have fun with it, and then move on. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to sit there and die a million times and get frustrated. I play games to have a good time. So it's like for me, I guess it's like some people like getting the crap kicked out of them on games. I'm not one of them. You know what I mean?
Let me say this. I never played the first Halo Wars. My son, he's the one who even got me interested in the Halo Wars at all. Yeah, he loved it. He just raved about it. So so I bought the definitive edition, and so you get the definitive Halo Wars 1, which is really good looking, looks fantastic.
They did a really good job on that, yeah.
And I'm at the very end, the last mission, and I've been on it for the last 4 fucking
Hornets.
days.
Hornets.
Hornets?
Get Hornets. Upgrade just upgrade your everything to Hornets. Have a fucking massive fleet of Hornets, and you can fly over it. Trust me, Hornets.
Okay,
I don't know if
man. I keep getting there, and I got like 5 seconds left to hit the last little gate, and I never make it. I have been so pissed off. So yeah,
Hornets. Do Hornets. Okay. Go Hornets.
Right. Well, there you go. We figured that out. Okay, one of the last things I want to cover is looks like this leaked out. Scorpio is going to get native 4K 60 frames per second game capture and streaming capabilities.
That is huge.
Which again, I'll point it out. I pointed this out on Xbox Nation as well. The reason why this is happening is these capture cards for 4K 60 frames per second capture cards are really expensive, and to be able to stream and stuff like that. Content creators are going to love Scorpio because they're going to be able to not only play games in native 4K 60 frames, they're going to be able to stream it and capture it too, like all built into the box. Like right now, you look up a walkthrough or something. Most of the time, you're going to see a PlayStation 4 version, right? Well, that's all about the change. Content creators are going to flock to this thing. I love that Microsoft is going after that because guess what? It's free promotion for you. You know what I mean? Like these developers and stuff, they're going to be doing review copies of Scorpio versions because they're going to look best. They're going to run best. Just like, and I know what some people are thinking, but crap. What if Sony has some kind of marketing deal with that? Well, think about this. Microsoft had a marketing deal for, let's see, various games, like even some of the earlier Witcher 3, Call of Duty, earlier on in the generation, and devs still sent out on PS4 because it was at a higher resolution. Mm-hmm. So anybody that doesn't think that that'll happen with Scorpio is just lying to themselves. It's going to be all Scorpio all the time. And I think it's going to be a great thing. You're going to see a really big resurgence in Xbox, and I think that's pretty damn cool. Like I think it's even going to draw on some of the PC crowd that maybe likes PC but maybe can't afford the best of the best. But Scorpio is going to be damn near best of the best. You know what I mean? It's like that thing's going to be powerful as hell in an enclosed box, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Dude, the thing is, I was talking to oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. Yo, crap, you just sucked the wind right out of my sails because, dude, in today's day and age, man, like, yo, I have kids at home and stuff like that, and they're big on YouTubers that do, like, you know, that do the gameplay and stuff like that. They even do little stories within the game as they're going and stuff. And if you capture that community, the content creators that do those types of games, and you have them going to your system, the trickle down effect and the promotion that it's going to do out into like the people who watch YouTube, that, you know, the gamers out there and stuff like that is absolutely huge. And then when you look at it, you know, if to get something to capture 4K 60 frames per second, you're looking at like a high-end graphics card on a PC. Now you're going to have that tech in a console.
Think about this, right? I had to upgrade my PC to capture 1080 60 because you need to have a PC that's capable to do that. So the Scorpio is capable of capturing 4K 60. That's phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. That is a beast of a machine.
And that's why the price point is going to be very important for the Scorpio, for the mere fact, because a lot of people know, even PC guys that don't want to admit it, that the Scorpio, from everything that you hear, it's you would have to pay a hell of a lot to get your PC to start streaming at that because you can even no Elgato or anything can do 4K. So that's already a plus right there. The other advantage is that Xbox will have Upload Studio, and then after hearing that Upload Studio is going to be rehauled, that is going to be huge because it needs to be rehauled. It's got promise, but it's been so lackluster here lately because it's been the same thing. It's time for that to come out as well, and that also is going to help out content creators to side with Xbox.
Now, since you brought up price, it's okay if I touch on that for a second for the price thing. I know we talked about it last week. Now, okay, I'm now really in the realm of thinking what this price is going to be after rewatching that Podcast Unlocked. Just going off of two things that Phil said. The Xbox One S will sell more, and then he said, we are building this machine for the premium gamer. I'm thinking it's going to be around in the 500-600 range. Now, people say it's dead or arrival, but here's the thing. Supply and demand. What if at first it happened with the Elite controller? They go, let's make just random. I'm saying let's make 4,000 Scorpios. Let's see how it does. If they sell out, okay, we can sell it at that price. If it does shit, then they go back to the drawing board for price. I mean, the Elite controller, they didn't think a $150 controller would sell out for 4 to 5 months, and they were like, shit. We were like, damn, like we didn't think that was gonna. I really think. Those words alone, we are building this for the premium gamer, and having a 4K capture card, having all this, a 4K DVD HD Blu-ray player. I think around 5 or 6.
They're not going to do 6. If you ever hear Phil Spencer, he even brings up that they're not going to do
say 5.
Yeah, that whole PS3 kind of thing, $5.99 US dollars or whatever.
In game.
But I mean, it is a curse. But I said it's not a failure if they don't make mini.
Well,
so then they could be like, I mean, it might be failure in a way, but they could be like, hey, we didn't fucking lose a shit ton of money. We only made 1,000. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I just going off of that and hearing them say it, I'm like, man, we are building this for the premium gamer, the person who has all the games, who has the. I'm like, damn it. But I could be wrong. But I like Xbox, you said 5. Okay, 600 might be pushing it. So maybe 5 or 550.
I've been saying ever since people have been talking about the Scorpio, ever since the rumors were coming around, I was saying 5. And the reason why I say 5 is because of what AMD is doing with their chips. They're offering better performance for lower prices. So when you buy in bulk and you're a partner with AMD, you're going to get them for a lot cheaper.
Exactly.
Right?
And I was arguing with the guy talking about, he's like, how I told him, because he was kind of shitting on AMD. I'm like, listen, AMD might not be exactly up to par with NVIDIA, but for the price point and how close it gets, yeah, you can see exactly why they would go with AMD, especially with the 480. What is that, like $280, and it gets almost near close spec comparison to
5.9 flops right there, man.
For $280.
Well, I think that you guys missing the big picture here. That this is not going to be the high end CPU. This is going to be customized, and they, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be customized. It's going to be me and you, and Don and everybody.
I could see it being a custom version of the Ryzen.
Yeah, it's going to be like for the between the laptop and the PC version. It's going to which I think that's going to lower the cost as well, and I think they're going to have multiple SKUs. I think that's a winner for everybody. You have a cheaper version to get people interested into buying one, and then for the people like us that if it's at $500, I want the best. I want that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what he said. Yeah, those are the people that know what they know the technicalities, they know the RAM, they know the speed.
But he wants those people that also abandon Xbox to go to PlayStation because of the PowerPoint to come back. And if you have it just at one price of $500, that's still going to have people hold off until.
But I think that roadmap might change because of how the Pro handled. I mean, if that entire camp didn't even jump on the Pro, I mean, granted, they announced even though they announced the Pro fucking a month and a half before it was supposed to come out. They I think if Phil saw, like you said, he wants the people that jump off the Regular Xbox One to go to school route, but I think now he sees, okay,
you know what? The reason why the Pro, I don't believe it caught on with the casual, forget the hardcore, the casual, because the games are looking better graphically. if the Scorpio is all what they're saying is going to be, the second coming of Emmanuel the Baptiste, then I don't, as far as the games are going to look better graphically, you know what I mean? I don't think, it's going to be a problem. I don't think the Scorpio is going to suffer the same fate as, and not saying that PS4 is not doing well or whatever the case may be, but I don't think it's going to have a problem selling or asking for a $500 price tag. As long as it looks better graphically.
You're right. I mean, people are saying like it's going to be $350, and I'm like,
no, I say $500.
No, it ain't going to be that. They're going to be that. But this is why I think that also that the Scorpio is has a better chance of coming out in August than in November. And this is another point. There's another point. Not only because of the games like Madden and you got Shadows of War, but you also have you kind of putting yourself in the same position that PlayStation did last year by being in competition with the Xbox One S, because by November it's going to drop in price as well. So you should put that out in August so there's no competition, and then by the time November comes, people are going to jump onto the Xbox One S, and then there'll be people that, and you can make deals with a 4K television with a Scorpio.
Exactly.
I think that's perfect.
They have May to the end of August to promote it. Because I agree, it's coming out August. I'm going to go with this coming out August. I'm going to come out
crazy.
No, because me and K, listen, me and K-Mega said this last week. They are even on the podcast Unlocked, they said this is Shadow of War is like the official game announced for the Scorpio. Why would they announce that August 22nd? And then Aaron Greenberg, everyone's been pushing it, and then go, yeah, Shadow of War. You got to wait 4 more months to play it on Scorpio.
Right, and you got it on a weaker system. You want to see it at its height. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you don't think. I'm telling you this right now. I know a lot of you guys may not be sports fans, but if people see Madden in 4K, people are going to flock, and I mean Madden flock out there. Yeah, Madden 4K.
Here's the thing, guys. Listen. It does make sense to do that, but here the problem is, they're gonna they even said holiday 2017.
Yep.
Unless it's some kind of ploy.
But
I have heard from
their schedule.
Yeah, but also you have to take in mind that just the fact that I've actually and I've also asked around, and it looks like it's gonna be like a November release.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think it does make sense to do it August though. Like I wouldn't complain, but I think that
if they did, I would just think that would be the dumbest thing.
But you're doing the same thing that PlayStation did, because more people are going to go buy a cheaper.
But they're already planning. Phil Spencer has come out and said that he expects the One S to sell more.
Yeah,
this is a premium console.
Well, I think, but that was on the price point though.
So there's no competition between the Scorpio and the One S, man.
Well, I know that there's no competition, but I'm saying, in order for they want money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You want $250? You want to make $250, or you want to make $400 to $500? Which one? So I think that they want to sell the Scorpio like hotcakes. The best time is to do it in August, or somewhere that's not in the same realm as they're selling their other product cheaper. That's what PlayStation failed to realize, and that's what hurt them with the Pro.
Oh, you're saying like when they do the big price drops for the S, like everyone's going to be.
Yeah,
going to get. You know why I say no to September. First, no one really has a lot of money in the summertime. It's spent on vacation and all different stuff. And plus, two.
That's not true. Look at people buying. They were buying $400 Xbox One S's in August.
But it won the NPD. When Microsoft launches the Scorpio, they're going to sell 1 million of those things. Just be real. Black Friday, 1 million. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the big push there. Just because Xbox won the NPD, not saying that those sales were the best ever. So again, you're going to have all of the great, not the great, but the big multi-plats this holiday season, the Duties, Star Wars Battlefront. You're going to have all that stuff. And again, so to get people all hyped up again, people spend the most money during the holiday, especially in North America. So for Microsoft truly to really, really capitalize on that, they're going to release. It would sell more probably if them releasing in November, because not everyone's going to have the money to buy day one in September. in the summertime, and then probably
it also depends on the price and stuff like that. If they come out and drop the bomb like $399, then I think that it's going to be huge. I think if it's more than that, and here's the problem with doing more than that. I agree. Like I get the whole premium thing, but when you got the whole narrative calling every game on the Pro 4K, it really blurs the lines to be honest with you. So will people be willing to pay $150 more for slightly better? I mean, I know
this is where Microsoft needs to really push when they had. Now, has it been confirmed they're having a little event for the Scorpio before E3?
Well, it seems likely, yes.
Okay, they really. I'm telling those 4 months. Okay, let's say it's not going to launch in August, but let's just throw it that way. They need, and Phil said it, a demonstrable difference. They need to push the fuck out of it. They need to show side-by-side comparisons running at the same time, what it can do. Like, they can't fuck around with this. I mean, seriously, if they really want to know why it's, if they want people to know why it's that at the price point they put it at and why they're releasing it, they need to push it hard. They have the money. And I'll quote fucking Rod Decker from RoboCop. They got so much power to shove this shit up Sony's ass. They'll be shitting snow for a year. So seriously, they have the marketing power and they have the money. They need to use it.
Yeah. Not only that. My bad, crap. Just real quick. Another thing that they have to do. I feel it's detrimental to Xbox that they do this with promotion of the Scorpio. Go back in all those like little kiosks, all those little demonstration things.
Switch them out. Yep.
Yeah, switch them out. Put the Scorpio in there. Have it like where like how Sony will have it on one side and you'll have like the Xbox like demo over on this side or whatever. Make sure they're similar type games there. So this way somebody looks at one side, but then they look at the other and it's like, because you're going to be able to see the difference. You know what I'm saying? And,
what they need to do about the side-by-side, and I think some Blu-ray movies still do it when like a intro to Paramount. When PS3 was first coming out in their kiosks, because I was working at GameStop at the time, they had like the difference between Blu-ray and DVD. And it was a live video on the kiosk. They had DVD, and then a line came over, and it would show, the benefits of Blu-ray, etc. That's what I think they need to do. And like you said, replace the kiosks and have Xbox One on the bottom. But then at the same time, though, now that I think about it, fuck, man, would they be alienating the people who, like, what do you think people would feel that they're getting?
They already had a year. They already had a year promoting the 1S. The 1S is going to sell because of its price point as well. So why not show off your best hardware? Have the games running on your best hardware in the middle of the store. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if you look at Horizon Zero Dawn,
Xbox One's fats too. So
they show Horizon Zero Dawn running on quote unquote PS4 Pro.
You're right, they do, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, look, Microsoft can do something like that, but about pretty much to wrap it up next gen, don't you think?
Yep, we done. Yep, we done. Thank you, boss.
Oh yeah. I run an efficient podcast, folks. Come on.
Listen, thank you guys for rocking out with Big Gamer Small Talk podcast. Check out the website. We got great stuff coming there. Join the Discord. I'll leave the link down below to all the good stuff. And check out Crap Show Xbox and my man here, the new guy. He's rocking up.
Honestly, I was gonna say I don't have a YouTube channel. It's funny. I was telling
New Cat.
New Cat. I was telling Crap. So when I did the podcast with you guys last week, I had a couple videos up on my YouTube page that I do movie reviews. Yeah. And I made a video in October. Well, right after I did that podcast, some guy called me a rat fucker and a piece of shit because I was on the podcast. Like, he went to that video and I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. It was just funny as hell, man. But no, I appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys bringing me on again.
Appreciate it.
It was nice talking with Xbot and Kim Megan. It was nice to talk to Showstopper again. I truly had fun. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a problem,
man. Good shit.
With that being said,
hold on, wait a minute, because you didn't call my damn account. You over here called everybody else.
My bad.
No, I didn't.
Check out my podcast, GRG. We had a great it was Dealer and dude named Jay Eat Me. It was crazy. He was a PlayStation guy, and it was Dealer, and Dealer had his ass in sights. But it was really cool because they had a really cool conversation. It wasn't all loud and stupid and shit. So it was really good. Go check that out on my channel. So yeah, that's it. And then the next podcast from my boy Xbox 448. So
Xbox Xpony 448.
Remember to hit the like button, brother. We got a lot of
hit that like button, man. And thanks. Yeah, thank you guys for rocking out.
Thank Weapon Wheel's father sucked dick on $2 Tuesday. Hit the like button. We out of here, man. Thank you for rocking out, man.
Thank you, guys.
Easy, everybody. Thanks. See ya.